everyone, Adrienne Green here, and today I wanted to speak to you about finding deals because I was prompted to think of this as I was speaking to a client on the phone today who lives up in the DC area in Maryland, and it reminded me of when I lived in Northern Virginia and I was at a few different meetups, and a theme consistent on meetups in the DC area is the challenge is finding the deal. If you can find the deal in the DC area, there will be someone to help you fund it because finding the deal is rough. And I was thinking of that today as I was speaking to this client in the DC area, talking about the Chattanooga market, because in the Chattanooga market, we have deals all over. We have deals to spare, and we have all different kinds of deals. So I wanted to kind of spend a few minutes today walking through this with you of what I see in the Chattanooga market and what real estate investing deals look like for you who may, you don't know what you don't know. It might be totally different than what you're experiencing in a different marketplace. So first, let me tell you about what 2020 numbers looked like. The median purchase price in the Chattanooga area for 2020 was $230,000. And when you compare that median purchase price to 2019's, we saw appreciation of 13%. That's pretty significant appreciation, and as a little side note here, I think those go hand in hand. When we have more approachable purchase prices, there's more room for them to grow versus in the DC area where we're looking at median purchase prices in the 500s, 600s, 700s. It's difficult for them to grow because of the issue of affordability and the issue of loan, being approved for the loan. That's the challenges there. So when we're looking at deals here in the Chattanooga market, based on what my clients have purchased this year, I would say generally you would expect a purchase price of between $50,000 and $300,000. Under $50,000, we're seeing some stuff that's pretty rough. There's not a lot in that market. Over 300, you're getting into more of the high-end rental market, and there's going to be less demand. So usually our sweet spot has been anywhere from $50,000 to $300,000 for that purchase price. And there's opportunity to do flips, BRRRs, and also move-in ready rentals here. We have all of that in this market. And I'd note for the rentals, we have opportunity for your standard long-term rentals. There also is a very strong market for short-term rentals here, and also for what we call mid-term rentals, which is your 30-day plus rental. We see that being rented to travel nurses. There are a lot of hospitals in the area, and also families, either when they're buying or selling a house, or people in general moving to or from the Chattanooga area who need housing, because in this short supply housing market, they may have downtime between selling and buying. Now, the market here in terms of the physical houses is mostly single family homes and multifamily versus some other markets where you're going to see a lot of condos or you're going to see a lot of townhouses. We don't see a ton of those here. There are some, but those aren't where we see a lot of real estate investing happening. The other thing I would say about the market here that to keep in mind for out-of-town investors is that HOAs are a lot less common than they are in some other regions of the country. Specifically if you're coming from the DC area where HOAs are very prevalent for single family homes, you would be shocked. We have a few subdivisions here, country club communities with HOAs, but that's the exception, not the rule. And then the final general overview I want to tell you is that the 1% rule is doable in a Class C market for a long-term rental. I do have clients who have achieved that. I will note that you guys want to always consider there can be places that look like they're going to vastly exceed the 1% rule, but there are places that it might be in rough shape and might need some significant CapEx in the next few years. If you're having something that's move-in ready in a Class C area, you might be able to get that 1% rule. And I'll give you a couple examples of clients who have done that. In other areas, we're getting more appreciation and not necessarily hitting that 1% rule, but still great returns when you look at the big picture. So I wanted to give you some examples of deals that clients have actually closed on and are rented here in the Chattanooga area. So the first one is a duplex that closed last week. It was purchased for $285,000. I will note that it was under contract at $300,000, but it didn't appraise at $300,000. If you have spoken to me about multifamilies, I have told you how multifamilies are especially challenging for appraisals. because we just don't have, I mean, any market, there's a lot less volume of multifamilies than there are of single families. So getting those sales comps that the appraiser needs can be a challenge. So anyway, this duplex was under contract at $300,000, but it appraised at $285,000. So my buyer ended up getting it at $285,000. And each unit there should be renting for between $1,350 and $1,500. So her total gross rent should be between $2,700 and $3,000 a month. This was a totally renovated, like down to the studs renovation, all brand new systems, duplex in a Class C neighborhood, to give you an idea. Another deal from that closed in April was a single family home that a client purchased for about $110,000. That was, again, move-in ready. It was renovated, and not brand new renovated, but it was nice. And it was a Class C area. It was nice for a Class C area, 3-bedroom, 1.5 bath. Bought it for about $110,000 and is renting it out for $1,300 a month. And the final example I wanted to share with you guys here, thanks to everyone who stuck around, is that single family home that my client bought about 3 weeks ago. We closed. It was bought for $232,500. And that is in one of our Class A areas. It's an area that the elementary school on gradeschools.org is rated an 8 out of 10 in the East Brainerd area. And so that has a little bit higher purchase price than some of the others at $232,500. It's totally move-in ready. It had been a primary residence before, so very gentle, nice touches, things like that. And it is renting for $1,900 a month, and that was rented out in 2 weeks. So that just gives you some ideas, some picture of what's available here. If you are looking to invest in real estate and the issue is just you can't find the deal, we've got them here. Come talk to me. I'll help you. All right. And be sure, I have a lot of videos on my Facebook channel, or my Facebook page, and my YouTube channel. So please check out the other resources I have to help you, be knowledgeable if you're an out-of-town investor and feel comfortable investing here. Thank you so much for your time. I hope you have a great day, and reach out if you have any questions.